Hi, this is G-Tom Mac on the Tim O and Harley Show. Rock it.
Welcome to the Tim O and Harley Show.
Thank you for listening to the Tim O and Harley Show. I am Tim O. Over there is my partner in mind crime, Mr. Ben Harley. Say hello, Harley.
What is happening, people?
Ben Harper Valley Harley.
Harper Valley.
PTA.
PTA, yeah. Harper Valley.
That's only something parents in the late 70s can really identify with. It's just the way it sounds. That's all you heard for a while when you were a kid, right? Like this Harper Valley PTA, the song, wasn't a movie, I think a TV show or something like that. Do you have any clue as to what that was all about?
Yeah, the mother of one of the children in the Harper Valley PTA was kind of more of a, I wouldn't say a loose woman by any means, but she was just a pretty woman. And I think they didn't like her a whole lot. So she came into the Harper Valley PTA one day. And
wait a minute. Now it is coming back to me. Was this Barbara Eden?
Yeah. I think it was.
Well, she is a damn good-looking woman.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
she'd cause problems anywhere she went. I'm telling you. Yeah.
So
when she walks into a crowded stadium, there's ripples you can visibly see go through the men.
Like a bomb.
Yes. And when she was 60.
Exactly.
All right. Well, you're that's your handle for this week, so you're stuck with it now.
I'm okay.
Yeah. So hey, a couple things, Mr. Ben Harley. First of all, hey, it's Halloween season. It's October, and guess what? It's fall, and fall just showed up like cartoon style.
Yeah, we had like a 90-degree day, and then the next day was like 50 or something.
Yeah, you wake up, you look outside, fall's sitting there going, "What's up, man?"
Yeah.
It's there. It's like, wow. So, yeah, it's cooled off. It's definitely cooled up. It's Frost on the Pumpkin Peter Duncan season, I guess you might say. So,
man, I know. And I'm kind of sad. All the nice flowers and everything that I took care of all summer are all out there dying. And I can't do nothing about it, Tim. I can only put so many blankets on them, and then they suffocate, What can you do?
Let's see, Mr. Ben Harley. A couple things here. Just wanted to remind everybody, October 21st. Shoot, by the time you hear this, it might be very close to now. But anyway, October 21st in St. Louis at the Duck Room underneath the Blueberry Hill. My band Ultraman will be playing with Mike Watt from the Minutemen. Should be a fun show. And then November 29th at the Pageant in St. Louis on Black Friday, my other band, Fragile Porcelain Mice, will be playing with The Urge. And 6% will be playing as well. And Mr. Ben Harley, you've been threatening to come to that show. Are you still threatening on that, or are you hedging?
I got a head. I'm threatening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now they're empty threats, but they're strong.
Yeah, they're stronger. They're growing stronger by the day.
Right.
Yeah. Cause I've yet to see you play live with Fragile, and I would like to do that. And I'd like to do that because I could just tell. And then the videos that I've watched and stuff, I'm like, and I feel, I'm like, man, I could just, if I was there right now, because you can just feel, and I'm I'm a man, I love my live music.
Right.
And I could tell just from watching the video, I'm like, damn, this is going to be good. This will be good there live. You just feel.
Got a groove. You can shake your hips to it. Shake your hips. That's what you like, right?
And if you can feel the beat, Timo, in your chest area, you feel that fucking fuzzing. I love it. Yeah, so.
That is Fragile Porcelain Mice.
Yeah.
That's certainly. Ultraman's fun because it's a good punk band that plays like. And
hard and
punk
fast.
and punk is pretty diverse now. When Ultraman started, they were pretty cutting edge.
Hardcore.
It was cutting edge because it wasn't cookie cutter. stuff, you know.
No.
So, but yeah, and that's
that next generation of good punk rock, you know, and it happens, you know, and then everyone starts to follow it, and then it has to reinvent itself a little, you know.
That's why everything happens, Mr. Ben Harley. And speaking of performing and live music and live things, now, when is your next wrestling event? Powerbomb Wrestling. When's your next event going to be?
Powerbomb Wrestling, October 27th, my friend. Yes.
Wow, so like a week after then my gig. Okay.
Yeah, we have our little Halloweeny show. So
that'll be good for you guys, especially. You're
I know. Well, last year didn't end very well for Mr. Ben Harley. Last year, the Halloween special, I ate a little cage. I ate my face, ate a little cage.
Ooh, ouch.
And I left a little bloody, but that's okay. That's all right. So this is a whole new year. But I definitely will have some more, because last year we put up some cool stuff for the Halloween show. This year I'm going to try to go all out even a little more as far as like by the entrance and stuff like that, you know, a little bit more, make it like a little Halloween Havoc type thing, you know,
haunted house, little haunt kind of feel going on. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
So
let me ask you, do any of the wrestlers come in costume? Like for instance, does Benjamin Boone come as a man?
Zing! Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I'm ribbing. That was
I don't good. That's okay. That was a good one.
I like him. He's a nice guy, but I like his character. He's pushing He's pushing that effeminate boundary there. Yeah.
But you're gonna like this, Timo. You might even like him a little bit more. You and him might be even closer. Well, we just did a new, and what I like about Ben Boone is we always do something really cool for him, is shirt-wise. We pushed the envelope. We did Beyond.
Oh, the Lucio movie.
Yeah.
Beyond.
Yeah, nice. We did kind of a play
I think I saw that. Was he selling those when I was there?
Yeah, he did like the big, because his thing before The Bachelor was the Big Bear, Benjamin Boone, and we did a couple like You Are What He Eats, and we did like, you know, it was almost like a grizzly, you know.
You call me a dick?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah.
He's a big man.
Yeah. So but we did the Beyond, and that also had like we kind of made it more of the bear theme, but it was also a parody of the poster from the Beyond. Well, this one, Timo, there's only a few people that I know that really, really love this movie as much as you do. And one is now Benjamin Boone, and that happens to be Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
Oh.
So we did a parody of The Bachelor where I think that tagline is The Night No One Goes Home or something. Well, this one we did something tagline, The Night Everyone Gets a Rose or whatever. But we did the poster art with The Bachelor, you know, where it said Halloween, and Benjamin Boone where it was Season of the Witch. And we put the rose where like the thing was in the middle of the poster art, you know, and it looked really kick-ass. I was impressed with myself even at the end of it. Like it looks like it, and so I have to send you a picture.
So he likes. He loves. He's a big horror movie fan, and so is Kevin, right? Kevin likes horror films too. Right?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, but yeah, Ben Boone's a big fan of Season of the Witch, and we had a real nice conversation and talked about that. I said I'm not a big fan of it. I said Timo happens to be in another. I've talked to you about my friend Jamie, who also a huge fan of that movie, and. But I like talking about it because I like that people do like that movie. You know my saying, it should be called Season of the Witch, and I'd be happy.
It's a title problem. There's a title problem. I completely admit that. I think Ben Boone would probably admit it too on some level, except we try to tell people, but it is what it is because that's what was supposed to happen. And so it's like this little like odd thing in cinema history, something that never happened. It was supposed to be there. A couple of those like movies are supposed to have sequels and things. You can see they're supposed to go forward, but they don't.
Yeah, no.
They were like, oh no, we've lost enough money on this turkey.
Yeah, I appreciate that Ben pushes me a little bit to do these things. Not that because hell, you know, I like to do the horror stuff. You know, I love doing the horror stuff, but sometimes it forces me to think out of the box a little bit. Plus, I want it to still look like the poster art, yet be its own interpretation. And it also still has to convey Ben Boone, too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it sort of can be a problem for me. But when we're done, it's like, wow, I'm like I said, it's another one for the vaults, man. It's great,
right,
and I'm proud of it. He sells tons of these shirts.
I'm sure he does.
And kudos to him. Like, I mean, the fact that he would take that horror genre and mix it with his Bachelor thing was just, and it worked. I was like, this is awesome.
He must really love it, because that you have to basically like you're saying, kind of push that into that.
Yes.
You have to make that fit like a puzzle, because otherwise it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work. Yeah.
And then, and at one point, because we weren't going to do one of the things in there, which is a simple part of like the gray and the poster of the art, the top of the lettering that kind of goes down. And we weren't going to use it. We were going to try something else. And I was like, no, it's not enough like the poster. And by just doing that little bit, which wasn't nothing, it tied it all together. And I'm like, this actually came out as a very awesome piece. I'm very proud of it. And the fact that we did and the fact that I had to sit down and do Halloween 3 poster still was cool too, though. Right. I'm happy. And you know what? I don't hate that movie. I don't.
I know you don't.
I just think it's a weird one.
Yep.
It's just weird to me. And but I
can't
beat up on it.
Yeah, if you would look at it just as another like a Carpenter produced movie.
Yes.
Produced.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean,
if it's just called Season of the Witch, buddy, I think I'd be so.
Well, just call it Season of the Witch and watch it next time and see what you think.
That's usually what we do. Yeah.
Well, did you tell Ben that we met Tommy Lee Wallace and talked to him for a while, and he was a screen print and everything, and all that. I don't know if you remember that, because he used to screen print. And I think he was swapping numbers with you because he wanted to talk screen printing and he wanted to get back into it, I think.
I told him we met Tom Atkins and how nice he was too.
Yeah, he used to be around a lot. Like that. I haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, we used to talk to him all the time, you know. But that was really cool. So I wanted to mention that to you, buddy, because I know how much you love that movie. And we talked about you. I was like, oh, there's another one to add to my list.
Well, and I'm teasing Ben Boone's character 1980s high school style.
Oh,
the way he deserves to be teased or whatever.
Exactly.
I like Ben Boone. He's a terrific performer.
He's got a
terrific
cape now too.
I know. I saw that. Those are some pretty vicious rips I gave him too. I just want to make sure people knew that I was literally ribbing. I was literally ribbing or whatever, but it's a good performance, a good character. I like that Sons of Michigan thing they had going. I like those two guys together. I really do. I talked to I'm sorry, what was the other?
Nate Matson.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, you're right. So what he does is he does that thing where he makes himself. His personality inflates him.
Yeah,
and it works. And then Ben Boone is a big guy whose personality deflates him a little bit, and I think that works. It's such a neat little contrast. It's so subtle, but it's fun. Yeah. And they were a good team. I like that. I also heard Angie's favorite wrestler won the title.
Yeah, he took on old boring Brandon Day.
Now who is that? Who's that? I can't remember their names. Who's the champion now?
Sean Casey.
Sean Casey. Yeah, that's Angie's guy.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm a little jealous of Sean Casey, by the way. Not that he'd be surprised.
No, Sean Casey's and he's pals with Bret Michaels too. You know that, so they're supposed to be buddies and pals. But
I'm more worried about Sean Casey right now. So I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So he won. That's good because he was a hell of a talent. That guy was a real good, just like arrogant, smarmy jerk off character.
Yeah.
That's the one you love to hate, and he's to the point where it's comedy. It's so funny when he's doing it. He's great at it.
Yeah, and he's over the top, and he'll do stuff like he's funny because he's a smaller guy.
Yeah,
but yet he had what's name from the Rock of Love television show as his bodyguard, who was Bret Michaels' bodyguard for some time, whatever. So he's a nice guy, and he comes there with him and stuff. But he'll run over to him and jump up into his arms like he's saving him, and he looks like some little, he's holding him like a little baby. So it kills me. It just kills. That stuff makes me laugh, you know. But I forgot to mention though, Timo. So we. Since our last match, it was thrown out. We have to do a lumberjack match.
Oh boy!
So there might be some extra clowns that might just appear out of nowhere, Timo, too. So I got a lot of little things up my sleeve. I got a lot of little things to throw out the crowd. I even got some. Oh, I went all out. I went and bought some fake eyeballs and.
It's going to be Halloween of power bomb wrestling at the next event. The date again? Yeah. The date again? What is it?
The 27th of October.
All right, 27th of October, St. Clement's Hall.
Toledo, Ohio.
Bell time, 5? Doors at 4?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, I'm getting good at this.
Yeah.
So, be there and buy some concessions and buy some T-shirts from the wrestlers.
T-shirts.
Yes,
sir.
Very reasonable price to get in for some entertainment. So go ahead and do that. And by the way, when you're at the October 21st and November 29th shows, buy some band T-shirts while you're at it. Dude,
please.
Please do that.
Yeah.
Those are well, I don't know how reasonably priced those shows are, but I don't care. Yeah. You don't need to eat or have gas in your car for a week. Don't worry about it.
As long as you look cool.
Yeah.
It's better to look cool than look full.
Right. Trust me on this. Trust us. Yeah. We know what we're talking about here. So, all right, let's get to some stuff I watched real quick, Mr. Ben Harley, before we get to our official film. I know you've been monkey arming it, doing all the shirts.
Well, I would like to mention one thing, Tim.
Okay.
And I apologize, but I did get to go see a concert over the weekend. The band Damien from Toledo. And I got to do some shirts for them.
Oh, cool.
And it was a good concert. A little bit different lineup. An old singer they had has come back because their original singer lives too far away. So this guy came back and they played some songs from an album that my friend Rob Brugg actually played on. One of my best friends growing up, and they re-released some of these. A company came in and, which is cool, man. They remastered some of this stuff and put it out again. And so they did a little show and some cover tunes and stuff. But man, it was a good show. Good. And to see Damien live, it's just great, man. And the Damien, as far as a metal band, that's just, to me, is one of the greatest names of a metal band of all time, too. But that's it.
All right. Well, while you were doing that, I was. While you were doing that, I was raising demons, just watching some movies. I guess, I'll just start there then. From 1986, Mr. Ben Harley, watched Demons 2. Not Demons, Demons 2, Part 2.
Yeah, is that the movie theater one?
The first one is the movie theater one. The second one's the apartment building. The apartment building, where they're having the birthday party and shit goes south and the birthday party. I'll tell you what, I like both the first two movies. I do too. I mean, there is a Demons 3. And then there was movies that were supposed to be Demons 3 and stuff, but Demons 1 and Demons 2 are very similar. Even
it almost like it's kind of segues into from 1 to 2, doesn't it? Sort of.
It kind of is like a Evil Dead to Evil Dead 2 thing. Where it's a pseudo remake, pseudo reimagining, and even casts like in the first one. My girlfriend Jaretta. She plays a lady of the evening, and her prostitute, her boss, her prostitute, her pimp, her boss, is played by this
her employer,
right. One of the best characters in that movie is the pimp, is the guy. He's the big black dude, bald head. Yeah. He has like a tough guy Gordon from Sesame Street look going on. So they even recast him in this movie. So instead of like a pimp, he is a guy that's a fitness instructor, and he's that's right. Or he's a bodybuilding instructor. So the movie is like people that live in the apartment building and a bunch of bodybuilding men and women fighting demons. So you got the Italian thing right there because it is once again Nemberto Bava who is directing it. Argento produced him. This is another Frankenstein monster thing. A lot of people credit Argento with the Demons movies. These are Lamberto Bava movies, man. I mean, Argento produced them to help get the fundage for his movies he was making.
Sure,
basically. But a good time watching it, Mr. Ben Harley. Didn't see a Damien, but I did see Demons. I did see Demons.
Yeah, and it's a decent. It's been a while since I've seen that one, but I always liked the first Demons a lot and 2. But I didn't really. I guess it didn't make me like search out Italian films though that much. I guess, but I still like them.
Right. Well, here's the thing too that Angio brought this up when we were watching it because she was like kind of taken back. She's like, yes, where is this? I go, well, I told her, I said, in fairness, the first one takes place in West Berlin.
Okay.
So what you're seeing is an Italian film, instead of it trying to be taking place in New York or something, which is what they do a lot. This one's it's taking place in Berlin, and I do believe the second one is also in Berlin. So it's starting in Germany, and that, which is interesting. It's different, but so it's not going to make you feel it doesn't feel, I don't want to say it doesn't feel Italian. That's not fair because it's definitely Italian.
It's definitely Italian.
But there's some extra influence going on in it that's a little different. Oh, totally European though. I mean, it's good.
Oh yeah, very, very.
They're just fun monster movies. I mean, they're unabashed monster movies, and they're sort of.
And I liked the effects in them back then. I did. I thought the effects were good.
Yeah,
I thought they were good. I mean, it was icky, but not too icky. But it was still
brash.
Good. Yes,
real
and it
brash.
Looked good, and it looked good to me back then. It really did. It did.
Well, and it's a zombie movie for people who don't like zombie movies because they're not zombies; they're monsters. No. But everybody's turning into these monsters. But what kind of to your point, what's kind of cool about it is they don't just look like shambling dead people. These are monsters, man. They're like gargoyle, like demons, or the fingernails and eyes and teeth, and the
gargoyle part I think is I like that. It's like because they look menacing.
Yeah, they do. So good time watching it. Watch the Steel book that our pals at Synapse put out.
Okay.
So it looked good. I did see the Demons one quite a while back, but I hadn't gotten to Demons 2 yet. Now, of course, I ran through all the special features when I bought these things, but I've seen these movies so many times, and I just checked the transfer out. I'm like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, sure.
Great.
Yeah.
But good job. Good job with it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. But it's a good job. They did a good job with these. So, again, Demons 2, good time watching. Here's one for you, Mr. Ben Harley. You sidetracked me with music. I got you one for you. This is on Amazon Prime. Yeah. Okay, this has something to do with how the Halloween season and horror and everything. There is a live performance from 2008 of the Zombies doing the band The Zombies doing their record Odyssey and Oracle. Now, people sometimes like, who are the Zombies? The Zombies did Time of the Season. Yep. It's the time of the season. Yeah, exactly right. And then they also did, Tell Her No. So very, very good stuff. I didn't know some things, Mr. Ben Harley. Let me talk to you about this for a minute. First of all, 2008, I think the album came out in it was 40 years. Okay, so it was a 40-year anniversary of. So you looking at guys that are in their 60s, clearly.
Yeah.
Okay. Holy crap. I mean, the original guitarist had passed away, unfortunately. But the rest of the band, and the one person I'm going to point out is their singer, Colin Blunstone or Blunstone.
Yeah.
Wow. All those high notes. And he looks like an old dude. It's not like he came out there like, hey, I'm still 20. No, he walked out like, wow, I don't think that dude's going to hit the low notes, much less the high note. He came out there and he started, man, he knows how to sing. That dude was belting them out. But here's the interesting thing, too. I didn't know that the band, the keyboard player in the Zombies, was Rod Argent from the band Argent. So hold your head up. Whoa. They played Argent songs.
Really?
Yeah. First. Wow. So it is the Zombies playing their record, but they do Argent stuff. I think the singer had some he had some of his soul stuff. So it's a good old fashioned rock and roll show where most of the audience is sitting in seats.
Yeah.
Not the youngest demographic that are there, but wow, what a good show. Good time watching it. Yeah. Now, if you want to get to the Argent stuff is toward the beginning, my suggestion, there's one song they do early in the performance called A Rose for Emily, which to me is not a very known song, but it's a beautiful zombie song. If you want to get to the songs go to the last 15 minutes. They pack all the songs right there at the very end, of course, But man, what a great performance!
Trying to get you to stick around.
All my bands do the same thing. So if you want to check out a great show while you're printing, again, it's on Amazon Prime.
I love that. Yeah,
it's on Amazon Prime. Zombies, Odyssey, and Oracle. It's called. Let's see.
I've been trying to find some more stuff like that while I'm printing.
It's great. Great concert. Yeah. I mean, great concert. Cool. And it's old rock and roll, and they're good. And the CD, here's another thing. So the band, the Zombies, they recorded this record, and by the time they had put it out and it hit, they'd already broken up. So what you are seeing is the very first time the Zombies ever performed these songs live in front of an audience.
Oh, really?
40 years after the fact, they broke up. They got famous after they broke up.
Wow. That's weird. Really?
Mm-hmm. And they talk about all this in the concert. You see a whole concert. They have a couple guests come out and tell a couple stories about the band and everything. It's really good. It's a good for a music historian like yourself. Like I'm a movie historian a little bit more.
Yeah,
I think that you would really enjoy it. It's really good. Again,
I would.
Yeah, again, Mr. Ben Harley, The Zombies, Odyssey, and Oracle on
what a great
Amazon
name
Prime.
For a band. A great name for a band.
Absolutely. So check it out. Let's see. Moving on from 1966, Mr. Ben Harley, also on Amazon Prime. All right, from 1966, I watched Terror Beneath the Sea, starring Sonny Chiba. This is a Japanese movie, underwater. It has like American Japanese cast. There's a few movies back in the 60s where they had international cast and stuff, and we've seen some of them. Even a couple of the
Godzilla's.
Yeah, those kinds of movies have some of that stuff too, like the Frankenstein Conquer the World and those kinds of. Kinds of movies. Nick Adams was threw his weight around a lot of those things. So this guy, right? So this has that flavor, but instead of a kaiju movie or a giant monster movie, this is an underwater movie where a mad scientist is turning people into what else but fish people. No one's having sex with the fish people. As a matter of fact, the mad scientist even directly says one of the things is you take these sexual. What did he say? You take the gender differences out of the equation. So they're basically non-sexual beings. They're fish that don't sperm on eggs. I don't know, man. All I know is nobody had sex with the fish. They just fought him and shot at him a lot, you know.
Yeah, they didn't fall in love with the fish.
No, not at all. Goofy, of course. Yeah. Riff tracks ready. But it was fun to look at. It was fun. It was a nice little background kind of thing. You know, another good printing thing. I think you get along. A very pretty blonde in it. Very pretty blonde in it. And Sonny Chiba is he's really knocking it out of the park in a movie that almost makes him look like he's a bad actor because he's sticking out. Everybody else is like, "Hey Mac, chill out. We're all here to get a paycheck, all right? Quit showing off." You know? Anyway, so good time watching that. Let's see, from 2010, Mr. Ben Harley, also on Amazon Prime. Somebody got their internet fixed.
Yeah.
Also on Amazon Prime from 2010. Now you got to help me out with this one.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. This one threw me out. This one threw me under the bus. All right. So I am putting away DVDs. All right. I bought some cases and I'm putting stuff away and I'm neat and nice and being tidy and everything. And I come across a disc of a movie called
stroking your movies.
Well, I come across a disc that I had set to be put away, which apparently I do that when I watch a movie. I put it in a separate stack and I say, now I'm going to put it away. Now, sometimes these movies sit in a stack for years before I put them away. So this movie, again, from 2010, so it could have been sitting in a stack for the last 9 years. And it probably has been. It's called Monster Wolf.
Monster Wolf. Okay, I just
now did we review this? Because I looked at this and I
don't think so. Okay. I just came across that the other day when I was on Amazon Prime.
It is on Prime.
I thought about putting it on my wish list, but I was like, I don't know. It sounds Monster Wolf. I don't know. So,
well, when I came across the disc, I looked at it and I was like, Monster Wolf, same thing. And I looked it up on IMDb, which led me to Amazon saying, well, there is a stream of it, so I'll put the disc away and I'll just look at the stream real quick to see what this thing is. I watched the whole fucking movie, and I don't know why, because it's a made for TV, probably Sci-Fi Channel, CG, big mean looking wolf floating around. Got a pretty decent cast, so I think one of the reasons I kept watching it was Robert Picardo's in it, who was Eddie from The Howling.
Oh yeah.
So you know how he looked really tough in that movie, and then he's kind of a smarmy guy. And,
he's a nerd.
Totally.
Deep Space Nine.
Well, he plays like an oil company guy trying to buy up everybody's houses to drill.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I watched it. It was just on. It was okay. I don't know. Jason London's in it. The cast performs the movie better than the movie is. Okay. And there's some tight shots, like when a character is getting attacked. There's like tight shots that are practical effects. So like they had like a puppet, wolf, and it looked pretty good. They just didn't show it enough, and it was real quick edits and real quick fast things and stuff. But of course, they hang on the crap CG.
Yep.
Monster Wolf. I'm not going to recommend it. I'm just letting you know I watched it because I didn't know what the hell it was. And after watching it again, I think I might get caught in that trap again. Like in 10 years, I have a feeling I might get caught again.
What's this monster wolf all about again?
Yeah, it might be background for you, buddy, but don't.
Yeah, because I thought because I know Bad Moon is on there, and I thought about that the other day, and I thought, well, no, and then I went on there, to look to see what other werewolf stuff, and I just get, those, they get me all the time.
Yeah, it's not a werewolf movie though. This is not. It's a wolf. It's not a werewolf. Yeah. It's a Native American. They're digging for oil, and they come across some kind of Native American artifact, and they don't want to disturb it. And Robert Picardo says, "You're disturbing me. Blow the shit up. Do whatever you got to do. Just go for the oil.
Keep moving forward."
Well, when they try to do that, like a big wolf comes out of the ground and like it starts attacking all the workers, and then the wolf's running around the area.
Attacking.
Like I said, they hang on the CG shit way too much, and they don't do enough of the practical puppet, which is actually pretty cool. All right, so anyway, moving on, Mr. Ben Harley.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, from 1981. What's 1981?
The best year in cinema history,
according to me. That's right. So I watched. We watched. Me and Angio watched, and I was even texting you about this a little bit. Watch Southern Comfort.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
One of my faves. One of my favorite movies, Mr. Ben Harley. One of my absolute all-time favorite movies. Directed by Walter Hill. Starring, we got Keith Carradine, Fred Ward, Peter Coyote, Powers Booth.
Yeah.
T.K. Carter from The Thing.
The Thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lewis Smith from The Heavenly Kid.
Yeah.
This is and Brian James, who's in everything from back then. Big guy. Crime Wave. He was in The Horror Show. Yeah. Oh God, you would know Brian James if you saw him. He was he was in everything back then. He plays the Cajun guy in this. Now I know we reviewed this movie. We reviewed this movie. Walter Hill likes to take a group of people and put them through a perilous journey. Yeah. To get to the end, like an almost impossible thing. The Warriors.
Yes.
All right. Perfect example of that. And this is no different, except, it's funny. They're military guys. They're reservists, weekend warriors.
Yes, right. Yeah.
1981, and they're doing their weekend, exercise weekend or whatever, down the bayou and stuff. And stuff gets messed up. They get lost. They take some boats from some Cajuns. They're armed with blanks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the stupid thing they do is they're joking around and they shoot at the Cajuns. All right. Yeah. No, that's really dumb.
Yeah.
That was not very good discipline for military. And remember, 1981 was a totally different world.
Yes, it was.
And all those people are like, I know, it's remember, but no, it wasn't a good thing for the military. It was not very popular.
No.
Back in 81 at all. If you watch, what's funny too, and I'm going to sidetrack a little bit. If you watch Rambo now, not Rambo, I'm sorry, First Blood, the very first one.
I just watched a little bit of it the other day.
And it's confusing almost today. Why are these people being mean to John Rambo? I don't understand. Because he was a Vietnam vet, and people don't understand that anymore. It's history we've forgotten.
Yes.
And we should not forget that at all. We should not forget.
And they just look at him as a drifter and a vagabond or
another crazy vet. Yeah.
Yep.
So this movie is put in that era. What's interesting about it is I watched an interview with Walter Hill and I think the screenwriter and somebody else, and they were saying, everybody says this is a metaphor for Vietnam. Everybody does. It was made right then. It was at that time. And I know it's military guys and they're getting picked off and they're out of their element, just like in Vietnam. I understand that. And the script or whatever might have been written with that in mind. But Walter Hill says, I didn't think about it once. To me, it was people in a situation and it was characters in a situation.
Yeah.
And this is who they were, and they were trying to alleviate the situation. And you know what I like? And he even said, but he goes, I'm not going to win this. He goes, so if you people read that into it, by all means, go ahead.
Yeah.
By all means, go ahead. That's fine. But I appreciated an artist saying that.
Yep.
Because I think people think that, like, when I'm writing a song or something, like, do people think they're wizards? do they really think they have anything like more in mind than completing the task at hand?
Yeah.
You want to write something musically that has great melody and stuff. What you say is what you feel at that time, and it might mean something totally different to you 10 years later. You leave it there. It's over.
Yes.
You don't want to carry it 20 years later. If you listen to Fortunate Son by Creedence, they'll probably look at you going, I felt that way 40 years ago. You know, I mean, it doesn't. It shouldn't reflect someone now. It's like a frozen in time idea in a way, and that's what Southern Comfort was. So I mean, and I just really appreciated an art like the director saying, that wasn't that sophisticated. I just made a movie about dudes shooting Cajuns and Cajuns like coming after him, and it's got a lot more of deliverance
to it, to me.
Yes.
I'd say for sure.
In that little subgenre, like with rituals. I think the Warriors,
which is good too.
That.
Yeah, that shows is good. Yeah, Warrior for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's kind of in that. No, it's not the woods, so there is a whole. That's.
But you're the concrete jungle. You know what I mean? You're like, and I'll tell you, when I was a kid, the Warriors, and I don't get that same feeling now, but when I was a kid and I first watched it, I felt for those guys. I feared for those guys watching that movie, man. Like, these guys are out of their element. Okay, yeah, they're tough. They're in a gang, but they're fighting, though. Every gang in New York, and they're going through places that are, you know what I mean? And you're just put in a situation, like, same thing in this. Yeah, they're put in a situation where, man, like, how are you going to get out of this? Like, you're out of your element. This is not your backyard. And,
well, that's the thing. They both feel like horror films. They're made like horror films.
Yeah.
They give you attention like the horror films do. I mean, shoot, Southern Comfort looks like Swamp Thing or something. I mean, it's like...
It does. It has
and there's booby traps everywhere, and they're unseen killers. It's like, this is a horror film. And you know what? The Most Dangerous Game is kind of a horror film.
Yeah.
And I think The Warriors is kind of a horror film, too. It's not monsters and horror. It's not supernatural horror. No. It's not any of that. But it's definitely...
real horrors.
It's
real horrors.
It is.
And that's what, to me, is... like, why, you know, and you know this, Tim. That's why a lot of those movies, I'm more terrified of movies like that because it's real terror.
Yes.
You know, Halloween to a certain extent for me is why I'm afraid of Michael Myers, because not after 6 or 8 movies, because he's been blown to bits and all that, but after the first one, like, this guy, why?
Right.
Why is this guy like this? Is there, I mean, this could happen. There's a, you know, it's just, and Jaws, all these other movies like that. It's just because this could happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's you could be in the wrong place at the wrong time and be out of your element. And what are you going to do?
Right.
You're in this situation now.
Yeah. And I think that this movie is only maybe seconded by the Thing as far as a cast.
Yeah.
You know, it's really interesting too that there's 2 movies where the cast is all men.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that means. I'm not being chauvinist about it. I'm just saying that I think maybe, you know how I've said before that the stuff that's hard in real life doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
You know, like the everyday things, everyday stresses in our lives and stuff. I don't really want to go see a movie about it. I don't want to watch a TV show about it. It's what I don't like about reality shows.
That's why I like watching Bar Rescue and stuff here at work, because I'm already stressed out enough. I don't want to see people screaming and yelling.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
I don't let it be played because of that. Yeah.
Right.
I get what you're saying completely.
Well, I guess maybe when you introduce in a story like this, let's put it that way. And I would say if this was all women, like in the movie The Descent, it would ring true. It's not about I like men better than women better. No, I actually like women more than I like men. A lot more than I like men. But what I'm saying is that when you introduce a person of the other sex into it, inevitably there's going to be some kind of tension. There's going to be something there. I get that in my daily life because men and women coexist.
Yes.
Okay. So the back and forth between men and women, I get that all the time. This is different. This is someone put in a unique situation.
Yes.
I like unique situations. It's like I used to tell Chance when he was little, and this worked, by the way. I said, do not do anything you see on TV, because if it was something you are supposed to do, they wouldn't be doing it on TV because you wouldn't be interested in watching it.
Right.
So the fact that they're doing, if they were just sitting there doing their homework, it'd be boring. But when they're burning their homework the homework burns the house down, you're going to watch that, right? Yeah. So don't burn your homework. So yeah, right, exactly. So I kind of want that, and I think that's what it is, and I think that it's like the fat's trimmed out of it a little bit, and I think that it's basically almost a buddy picture. Two guys kind of meet each other and they end up at the end, trying to fight for their lives and stuff when everyone else is gone, But this is definitely, it's a horror movie. People get picked off on night one, blah, blah, but it's just packaged as a drama. There's like an action drama. I love this movie, Mr. Ben Harley. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. If you haven't seen Southern Comfort, do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor and watch it. If you like The Warriors, I think, personally, it's not as bombastic as The Warriors.
No.
The budget's nowhere near it. I think it's way better. And I like The Warriors a lot.
Yeah.
I really do. And I think Southern Comfort is way better. Way better than the Warriors. But they're both really. And that's saying something about Southern Comfort because The Warriors is great. It's a great movie. And if you haven't seen The Warriors, do yourself a favor. Watch both of them and compare them. Yeah. They're very similar. Compare them. And maybe I just like the bayou setting more than the city setting. I don't really like city settings. I've never really gotten into. I
can see that. Yep.
So, let's get to our official films, Mr. Ben Harley. We've been running a little bit long here, so our official film, I should say.
Film, yes.
So,
oh no, did I forget one?
No. From 1977, we have The Fabulous Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Earth.
Which originally was titled Where Time Began.
Yeah. See, now that sounded more familiar to me.
It does to me too.
Yeah.
And I think we might have seen this.
I think I've seen that back. Yeah, because it was vaguely familiar to me. Not like some of the other ones that I from my youth, but I know I've seen this at some point.
Right. Let me give you the Get Out Movie Guy and give you a short storyline, little synopsis here.
Yeah.
Apparently, I can't really find a good one, so I was like down to Netflix. All right, so this is what Netflix has to say about The Fabulous Journey to the Center of the Earth. All right, here we go. So Get Out Movie Guy, and he'll have to hack his way through a Netflix synopsis here. Here we go.
Yeah, okay.
Based on the famous Jules Verne story, this Spanish interpretation of the classic tale features Kenneth Moore as Otto Lindenbrock, the naturalist and professor who makes his way to the planet's core. Accompanied on this unusual adventure by a ragtag team of explorers, Lindenbrock burrows beneath the Earth's surface through a volcanic opening where he finds a world filled with both wonder and terror.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, 1977. Yes, it is Spanish, not Italian. I know what you thought. I know what you thought when you saw it. Well, when it comes to this, when it comes to cinema, Spain is Italy's ugly little brother. Okay, and really seriously, like the nuances are even less than the United States and Canadian movies. And there's and they look the same. But when you start getting into it, when you're an American, when you're from the United States, you watch a Canadian movie, you're like, oh, that stuff's a little weird. I'm not sure about that. And Canadians like, hey, that's about it. So this has got like
take off, you.
Yeah, this has like it's very similar to the Italian film. Let's see here again. As I said, the original title was Where Time Began. Which, when you stop and think about that, now hold on a second. Where
time began?
Time began.
In the middle of the earth?
I don't know. Let's see. So the story starts off in Hamburg in 1898.
Germany?
So we know. No, Hamburg, Portugal.
Okay. Yeah.
No, Hamburg. It's Germany.
Yeah. Hamburg, Seattle?
Yeah, right. Let's see here. So basically what we have here is a lot of debate on what's at the core of the earth in the beginning of this movie.
Yeah, which is kind of funny.
It is funny. But then you get more and more debate. So basically for approximately 30 minutes, you've got, figuring out, I don't know what's down there. And somebody says, well, let's just go. All right, cool. So that's about 30 minutes of it. And then then they find a hole. They finally find the hole in the ground. All right. And then, so you get one of these little drawn out types of stories here. So now the one thing I'm a little foggy on is, okay, we have Kenneth More. He's a scientist guy that wants to prove that what's at the core of the earth.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. And I know he meets up with, what is it? Is it his daughter or his
daughter?
niece?
Yeah.
Okay. His daughter. Yeah.
Yep.
And then there's a Harold Hansen. Okay. And then,
a lover.
They have a little bit of a weird moment or two for that being his daughter.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd look at you funny if I saw a couple moments that they had together if you were doing that. But anyway, so there's a Harold Hansen pants that comes along too. And then they hook up with Hans Belker. Hans.
Yeah.
Right? Now Hans has been down there before, right?
Yes. He knows
where the hole is.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah, he knows where the hole is. And there's a guy that had been down there,
right?
And they'd lost contact though, or some sort with him.
Mm-hmm. And Hans took him, right? Didn't Hans have something to do with taking it? Okay, very good. Yep. Now Hans is now the doctor or the scientist guy, Professor Otto Lindenbrock. Is played by one Kenneth More, who I like because he was one of the main guys in A Night to Remember, the Titanic movie. The great Titanic movie. So that's him. So he was, I think he was like the first.
What do you mean the great one?
Well, it is. I thought the
Leonardo.
Nice Leonardo. Let's see here. So
it's a great.
We got him, and I like him. But then the guy who plays Hans is Frank Branya. Now he was in. Let's see. He was in the Rift. He was in Pieces. He was in the Mansion of Cthulhu. So that guy, he's a weird looking dude. He's in a lot of movies thanks to his eccentric
weird
looks. He's almost like so supremely handsome. He's ugly.
He's just
he's so handsome. He did a double turn.
He's so
and he's
far
ugly.
Beyond,
So we got 30 minutes and them figuring out what they want to do about it. Then they find the hole.
Yes, sir.
And almost immediately they climb down the hole, and one genius loses the water. They have water they take down there, and the first thing that happens is
it's funny because they kind of ask like, well, he asked Hans like, "Are you going to go with us?" And well, how long do you plan on being down there? Are you talking days or weeks or like months? And I'm thinking, are you gonna have enough? I guess that's the things I'm thinking. Same thing, water, food. I'm like, are you gonna be able to have all enough stuff to be down there for weeks? I'm thinking. And he's like, okay, I'll go. Yeah, right. So then they go, you're right.
So basically, then they're on a search for water. At first, they're on a search for the center of the earth. Now they're on a search for water. Right? Okay. Yeah. So they basically just climb around everywhere for a while. Yeah. Talk to each other. Every now and then, you might get a quick edit shot of some bizarre puppet monster thing that is no threat to the characters whatsoever. And this happened to bump into Olsen.
yeah. Or what's left of them, right? Or
No, Olsen's the guy they actually bump into. He's Jack Taylor, the guy Jack, the actor Jack Taylor. He was in Conan the Barbarian. He got started the Jack Benny show, believe it or not. I know him from these Spanish movies, like these Jess Franco movies. He's in a lot of these. I mean, I don't want to say Italian because I think I'm confused sometimes and think I'm watching an Italian movie, but they're Spanish. He's in a lot of these movies. The one that I like is The Ghost Galleon, which is kind of known as Tombs of the Blind Dead 3. It's another one. It's another one of the
too many damn names for these.
I know. It's one of the Tombs of the Blind Dead movies, but he's in that. And I kind of like that movie. So he's a squirrely character. He's got a skeletal kind of look that works for him too.
Yeah.
But they just bump into him. The odds of that, Mr. Ben Harley, I don't have a calculator right in front of me. Let's just say they're low.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So they do that, and then they basically find a well-lit underground sea.
Yeah.
And they go place to place discovering creatures that pose little to no threat to their characters whatsoever. So basically, I'll tell you what, for a movie, how a movie titled The Fabulous Journey to the Center of the Earth, A.K.A. Where Time Began, how a movie titled that becomes a seafaring adventure in the third act is beyond my pay grade to know. They basically discover something mundane that just happens to also be lethal, okay? And then run for their lives after Kenneth More articulates the danger that they are in.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
Yeah. It's and it's funny because when I went back and I was like, this is 77?
Yeah.
Because at the beginning too, they're like, this is, dedicated to like the old, Missile to the Moon type movies and original, and that was like and stuff. And but in a way, I was thinking, oh, okay, they're and like you said, it's called The Fabulous Journey, and I'm thinking, this is going to be fabulous. Mm-hmm. It's boring, man. I mean, this is boring. Like, there's just not enough to really hinge anything on. And I'm telling you, definitely not enough monsters. And then, like you said, then they get to the sea, mm-hmm. And then they get on a boat for a while, and then they fish. And then so what's up with the fish? Though? There's something wrong with the fish, though, isn't there? Or
I don't know.
At
that point, I was just kind of looking at the TV like, wow.
There's a lot of just nothing going on, man. Like, well, I know the one guy got hurt or sick, and I know they're worried about him. And then the one guy, it's just I don't know. It's just
about Paul. Yeah, he's not. Well.
Yeah, and that's about it, man. And I'm really just I don't know. I couldn't hang my hat on anything. Like
it's really not that much better or worse by that than like where the people at time forgot. These others goofy like Doug McClure movies and stuff. However, the problem is the problem those had bad monsters and stuff, but they were right in your face almost the whole movie.
And they posed a threat of some sort, and and it was also it gave a little something to the film. It added a little something, this don't. It kind of just starts and then flatlines.
Well, and
the whole movie, and it just doesn't really go up or down. It doesn't.
It just barely gives you like a cinematic slideshow version of the poster art. Mm-hmm. So on the poster art, if you look at the poster, man, you're in for a ride. You're going to see everything, and you do for a second. For a second, and then when you do, I mean, it's like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, look, the effects are about $200 north of filming your kids playing Jurassic Park in the bathtub.
Yeah, and I'm thinking for 77. Awful, awful bad. I mean, it's 50s bad. Right.
Well, and to your point, can we just like the elephant in the room? Can we kind of just say this and pull us out?
Yeah.
That giant gorilla gives Toho a run for its what the fuck money.
Fuck yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah. Awful.
But seriously, too, why do all giant gorillas walk around and walk around on like people? Bigfoot, I'm looking in your direction, by the way. Why is that? Like, gorillas don't walk.
No.
I just don't understand. I don't. Didn't anybody stop and go, hang on, Murray. Oh, wait a minute. I watched the Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom last week. And it looked to me like these were prehistoric gorillas on the TV. Why? Well, they're dragging their knuckles around. They were walking around their fists and stuff. They didn't. Yeah, because they have little bitty back legs. They're not made for walking upright.
No. Yeah, so. And they run and they go real fast on all fours too.
They sure do.
Boogie.
They sure do. So. But that was pretty and it's really weird because like you can't pigeonhole the rubber suits. They are different. They're like. I think they looked really good when they were doing them, and then once they got them on camera, they're like, "Oh, that wasn't as convincing as it was when I got it out of the oven." I don't know about that. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but but that's the problem though. Like and I don't know if they were embarrassed by how bad the stuff looked on screen. But look, once you have it there, just keep it there.
Just use it.
Just use it.
That's
Call Inshiro Honda. From the Godzilla fame, those movies. He'll tell you, just put the shit on camera, you'll make money.
Just go with it, man. Like, I think why this one, I either didn't really remember it much because I know I'd had to seen this. There was some stuff that was vaguely familiar to me.
Oh yeah, me too. I remembered it. Yeah,
but I just don't. Yeah, I just don't think it must not have really caught my attention much as a kid, or it just didn't play much around here.
I don't think it did.
It's just boring.
Yeah.
Boring. Like, and I'm sure they either did try to play it and it just didn't go well. And I think too, for the time period, the like showing those monsters and it came out when, like, no.
Yeah, I think even in England it never got a theatrical release. I think it premiered on television. Yeah. And a lot of these movies were known for television. I mean, I don't remember seeing any of those Doug McClure movies in theaters. I always remember them just premiering on television.
Yep.
You know. So, and this is no. I mean, yeah, and I don't remember if I saw this on TV either. I know I've seen it.
Yeah, I would have been very disappointed if I saw this on television as a kid, and I probably why I didn't. It doesn't ring a bell, or didn't resonate with me. I know I've seen it. I know I have, but yeah, boring, man. I feel bad because I like these type of films. They're not the greatest, but they hold a special spot in my heart. Because of these where they would go back in time, or and then the dinosaurs, or you're drilling to the center of the earth. Yeah, it's just that stuff to me was cool because once you got to there and it became like a Jurassic World, or it just was awesome for me. Right. I loved that stuff, man. It just made me. It was stuff that I would stay inside on a Saturday to watch because I was so engrossed in, Right. But like this, man. Oh, it just didn't make me, I don't know. It didn't make me feel like, or didn't harken me back to any of the old feelings or anything. It just made me kind of bored. It just did. It was a boring movie.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a poor substitute for those Doug McClure. And it's there. Like, it's that kind of movie. It's that Jules Verne type of, I mean, dinosaurs where they're not supposed to be, which is anywhere.
Yeah,
but still, I mean, they're really not supposed to be. And this is a really fascinating idea to go to the center of the earth and find things. And let's be not silly about this, but let's be honest. We really don't know exactly what's going on underneath us. Not exactly. We don't know. I mean, I'm saying is that I don't think there's oceans and stuff, but we just don't know.
No, I don't think so.
There's enough mystery, like watching a movie at the bottom of the ocean. We don't know everything down there. So if you laughed what I just said about under the earth, then you're not laughing now. Then you're silly because it's much easier to get to the bottom of the ocean. It's to get, and neither one are really are doable.
Right.
So, exactly. I'm just saying. So there is a little bit of intrigue where you can play with this, but just climbing around in a cave and running into Jack Taylor.
Yeah.
How you doing? What are you doing down here? Yeah. Just hanging.
Yeah.
No, you want to come out this? No. I found my way in. I'm going to find my way out. Now that is some pig-headed shit right there. That's like
seriously,
man 101. You want to ask for directions? No, I got this. Man.
No, I got this.
Hey, you're in the center of the earth. I could help you out. Nah, man. I found my way out. It's good. Yeah. You got a good sense of direction. I'll figure this out. Yeah. And they try and then they try to get like some
backpack.
Right. Then they try with some goofy twist at the end with his character and stuff. I don't know. Yeah. It does again, and this is another thing, and I'll let you finish it. It breaks the cardinal rule of B movies, which is what you've been saying.
Boring.
Yes. So that's the problem with it. So unfortunately, although I didn't really hate it though. Not the worst movie I've seen. I didn't.
No.
I just think it's like, why would you watch this when you can watch something almost exactly like it made better? I mean, hell, the Journey to the Center of the Earth with James Mason in it, and aren't they carrying a pet duck around in that too, or something? I'd be eating that thing. I think that's part of the joke in it too. Yeah. But I mean, why would you even bother with this one? I mean, it's kind of the same story. Even the end is sort of similar, and it's like. I don't know. Just so anyway, the director, Juan Piquer Simon, he did just about every movie with that Frank Branya guy in it. So like I mentioned The Rift and Cthulhu Mansion and Pieces. I do like Pieces. Pieces is a fun bad movie. That's a fun bad horror movie. He's done a few of these turkeys. I just saw The Rift not too long ago. That's the one where Arlie Ermey is on the underwater ship.
Yeah.
It's the ripoff of the Abyss and Leviathan. And
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
It's kind of bad too. It's not too great.
Yeah,
so.
it's not. That's all right. Yeah.
Mr. Ben Hurley.
I don't know. I'm very disappointed in this one. Only because I thought I was going to be on a fabulous journey.
It wasn't fabulous.
No,
it was just a journey.
Sequins. There was no.
It was just a long drive. That's all it was.
Yeah.
So
wasn't fabulous at all.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Yeah.
I just and only in disappointment. Not that it's that bad of a movie that it, but I ain't recommending it to you or to anybody.
No, right. And like I said, not when you got the other ones that are more fun to watch, right?
Oh, much more fun and.
That's how much fun it was. See, yeah,
it was. It's just. I'm sorry, but
now if you can fast forward to the gorilla part, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was.
There's just not enough funny monsters in it. I mean,
no,
and I think
you need that around every corner. You need something terrifying.
Yeah, not mushrooms.
No, yeah. Look out!
Yeah,
run! No, don't touch that. If they touch them, you're going to.
Not turtle shells.
No,
That's not doing anything. I'm not frightened.
It's not doing it. It's just not doing it for me. Yeah, man. Yeah. No, Tim will be over there eating the mushrooms, man.
I don't even think that would have helped this at all. So not too good. Not too. As you said again, remember we're saying calibrated these other movies. Don't bother with this one. It ain't worth it. So if you see it on Amazon Prime or something, you feel like you have to go ahead. Do not spend a dime on this movie though. Don't go out your way for it. Yeah. So. All right, Mr. Ben Hurley.
Unless you want to go to sleep, if you need a tranquilizer.
Yeah, well, it's making you yawn already. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, so all right, Mr. Ben Hurley, let's get out of here before you pass out.
Yeah,
not sure what we're doing next week. It's gonna be fun and Halloweeny. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So I gotta wash this one out of my hair a little bit. Yeah. So anyway. So we'll leave you on pins and needles to see what we come up with next. So until next week, Mr. Ben Hurley, stay spooky, and we'll talk to you then.
Keep it creepy, people.
You've been listening to the Tim O and Harley Show, brought to you by ScreenPrintingFactory.com, your affordable one-stop solution to all your screen printing needs.